Hello from Brussels. Let me thank you for the invitation to address the Zagreb Security Forum. It really is a pleasure to be able to speak to you, and I'm really sorry I couldn't be there in person. It is busy times at NATO headquarters like it is in so many capitals, but this was a very important opportunity for me to address you. You're meeting at a very timely moment because the Zagreb Security Forum is addressing hybrid challenges, threats to critical undersea infrastructure. I'm sure everybody is opening their remarks by noting that while this was a long-planned forum, unfortunately, because of the events, it is extremely timely. We've seen, of course, what looks very much like and is very likely to be sabotage against the Nord Stream pipelines. We have seen drones threatening or at least flying around Norwegian and Danish critical energy infrastructure. So there are clear threats, pressing hybrid threats, which are part of a larger compendium of threats. And let me just list a little bit of what Russia has carried out over the past few years. First, of course, threats to energy security, and then acting on those threats, in essence, shutting off almost all gas to Europe and all of it to northern Europe, except a small amount that's passing through Ukraine right now. But also cyber attacks against Ukraine, but also against all of us, interference on our domestic political processes, massive disinformation. And when it comes to Belarus, which is now acting somewhat as a proxy to Russia, even pushing people across the border, which Russia also did in the north into Norway. So there is a concerted Russian hybrid campaign against us. Ukraine is, of course, at the center of it with a massive military campaign as well. So this is something we need to look at very carefully. We have been all preparing for many years. The Zagreb Security Forum has been a central forum for this discussion, and my division, the Emerging Security Challenges Division, through the Science for Peace program, which is embedded in my division, has supported 4 iterations of this forum since 2016, and we're really proud to be part of that. We're also really pleased that Croatia is hosting this. Croatia is an active part of our SPS program. The SPS Science for Peace Information Day in Zagreb on 8 April is testimony to Croatia's active engagement. And we were very impressed with Dr. Akrap, who also joined this successful event and demonstrated the relevance of the discussion held in this forum. So you're all experts. You're there to talk about concrete things. Let me just give you a few examples of the concrete steps that NATO has been taking recently, including in the year that I've joined this division, to upgrade our response to hybrid attacks. So we have a strategy which has basically 3 pillars: prepare, deter, and defend against hybrid threats. We are improving our situational awareness. That includes, for example, comprehensive assessments of specific actors and the hybrid threats that they pose, including in the context now of Russia's war against Ukraine, but it will not be limited to Russia. Once completed, these assessments will give us better situational awareness and allow us to tailor responses to the hybrid attacks, because, of course, hybrid attacks are different when they come from different actors. Different actors have different strategies, different tools, different pressure points, and we have different vulnerabilities to different actors. For example, Russia tries to agitate the ethnic Russian communities in NATO countries. Obviously, if you were, for example, China, you would not be acting in the same way. So we need to have a tailored approach to the tools and strategies and relative vulnerabilities that we have depending on the actor. We have developed preventative and response options. So we now have a sort of tailored list of response options that allies can draw on and we can recommend to allies. We have upgraded our cyber defenses. We continue to do that with a new chief information officer so that our networks are resilient, and that's important for everybody. We have developed counter-hybrid support teams. So these are teams which we put together, which have the particular expertise required for the particular challenge that an ally is facing. And we have deployed them, for example, to Montenegro, and then again to Lithuania, depending on the particular problems that they faced. We have integrated and will continue to integrate hybrid threats more into our exercise programs. So military exercises as well as our crisis management exercises, we want to make sure that we can respond in an effective way, and that requires understanding what the procedures are and how connected the threats can be. We're also working on national resilience, and of course that is primarily a national responsibility. But in 7 areas, we have what we call our 7 baseline requirements that each ally should strive to meet in areas of civilian resilience, because resilience is a national responsibility, but it's a collective commitment, and allies have committed in these ways. So we are looking at a whole of government approach, an all hazards approach, and an enhanced societal resilience approach. So we are working on those and working to upgrade them, actually, for example, in my division from the perspective of cyber. We have also stepped up our cooperation with other actors. So the European Union, of course, has a real toolbox of civilian tools and is a critical actor when it comes to hybrid defense, obviously for its own members, but we have a lot of common members, so we're working with them on that. One initiative we're quite proud of here is the NATO Ukraine platform on countering hybrid threats. We set that up in 2017, and it has, we think, and we can show, helped build Ukraine's resilience for precisely the kind of situation that they're facing now. And if you look at how they're standing on their feet, part of that is their ability to counter disinformation, to be resilient against a non-stop cyber attack by Russia, and there are really many elements to that. Even though Russia hasn't been successful, it has been attacking. It's just that Ukraine has been effective in countering it. And of course, they have energy resilience as well. That is very much something with which they are targeted, energy pressure. So it is really very important, the work that we're doing. It's also very important that there is regional cooperation. So the Science for Peace program has been carrying out a number of programs in particular regions, including in Southern and Eastern Europe, putting in touch experts from NATO countries with those of our partner countries, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia, and Ukraine. So the Zagreb Security Forum is one of the initiatives and the activities that the Science for Peace program is supporting. As I mentioned, it is providing a platform for regional experts, for you, to analyze case studies, to discuss policy options, and therefore to help all of us develop effective resilience and effective countermeasures in response to modern hybrid threats. So I can assure you, this isn't just empty words. We are really looking forward to the results of your discussions. I am, my team is, we're following it very carefully, and we will look to see what we can implement, what applies to NATO. So I really encourage you to have very open discussions. This is a time to speak openly, not just to use politically correct or safe phrases. That was for the past. Now there's a major war in Europe. There is a major hybrid initiative being carried out by the biggest country in Europe against Ukraine, but against all of us as well. So it's really, really important we speak clearly and directly and come up with concrete measures that make a difference. This forum can be a place to do that, and we look forward to hearing what you conclude. So once again, thank you for the opportunity to speak to you, and we look forward to the results.